So you may recall that the 2008 Saturn Astra needed to have valve cover gasket replaced, so I went ahead and bought one of those, and we'll get to that job soon, but not today. You might also recall that in the process of kind of checking for that leak, I found that my camshaft position sensor was cracked and needs to be replaced. Still working. I don't have any crank no start issues, but this is the part that I ordered. It's a Walker brand, which is a pretty typical replacement part for the Astra for this particular sensor. So I'm going to put this sensor in today. So let me start by showing you or reminding you where this sensor is at. This has dual overhead cams, intake and exhaust, and I'm going to be on the left side of the engine, driver's side of the engine. You can see here's the wiring for coil pack that goes in here, and then also in this harness you're going to find that the wiring for this sensors are here. So here actually is the sensor that needs to be replaced. It's cracked. It's back in here. It's right here. Let's see if I can get right there. I went ahead and only bought the one. I like to do these in pairs, but given the price and whatnot, I decided to just replace this one, and if need to, that one back there still looks pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it, but if I need to, I'll replace it as well. This is a 3-wire kind, and I am not testing the wiring on this. Everything seems to be solid and good, even though the little plastic stuff is cracked and broken here. I will link you to a good video on how to test these. Some cars have 2-wire and this one has 3-wire, and so that'll be in the upper right hand corner, and you can look for the link to that. It's not my channel, it's somebody else's, but it's a good video. So here's your O2 sensor. I think this is the upstream one, but I'm not sure. So we'll probably just move this out of the way, and what I'm going to need to do here is get down in here. See if I can show this to you or not. Right. There's an eTorx bolt that I'll have to pull out. Just one little bolt, and then that sensor will pop out from the head there, and we'll get it replaced. Alright, let's take a look and see if we've got the right part. Now, in case you can't see that, that says, stop. Once the bag is open, it cannot be returned. Well, oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. We're committed now. Yep. Yep, that's the one. Alright, I lubed lube this a little bit with some oil, the O-ring. Got it. Don't have to go crazy on that. It just needs to be snug. It's the actual O-ring that seals. Plug that back in. All right, to test this thing out, we need to see if it'll start, because if the sensor's bad or I didn't get it plugged in right or something like that, probably be a crank no start. So let's just give it a shot. Looks like we got it. All right, once again, the reason why I was replacing this is because, I mean, this thing really works. There's not a problem with it being broken. However, if you notice, like right, let's see if I can get a pointer here, right in here, when I move this, you'll see a crack. See it? So that thing is cracked, and who knows how long that would have lasted. It could have lasted for a long time, or it may have, you know, with the heating and cooling cycles, just become more brittle plastic. So anyways, I'm going to hang on to this because it does work, and if the new one that I bought for some reason goes bad, I'll always have this as kind of a backup or a spare to put in. So, by the way, the bolt that goes in here is, the head of it is an E10, and so I just had a little E-Torque socket I put on my 3/8 inch drive and reached in there and loosened it and got that out. As I mentioned before, I will link you to a YouTube channel rather, particular video that talks about how to test these. Again, mine, as you can see, there's three contacts down in here. That's because I have a 3-wire. Some cars are 2-wire, so you'll want to know that there's a difference between those, and that will determine how it is that you test the circuits on those. So if you ever get circuit codes for these, that means you're testing the wiring, and it may well be that the video I'm showing you will actually tell you how to test the actual sensor itself on the bench, but then also in the car. And it'll likely be some wires somewhere that have an issue, or the sensor's just gone bad and doesn't make current, or doesn't have continuity on the ground, or something along those lines. This is a 3-wire, so you've got a constant coming from your battery or alternator when your key is on. You've got a ground, and then you have one that's a signal wire that will send a signal back to your computer and let the car know that it's working. And if you get a crank no start, it could be a cam position sensor. It could be a crank position sensor that's gone bad, and it may not be an issue with the car per se or the wiring. It may just be that the sensor's gone bad and is not sending the signal back to the computer. So if you have a 3-wire. So anyways, check that out. I'll leave the link for you. Hope this is helpful.